All right, I am being told that we are ready to get into Elder Scrolls 3. So, musical Daredevil, are you ready to take us to a trip through Morrowind?
Yes, James Picard, I am very much ready to take you all on a trip to Morrowind, where we will be seeing all of the main quests. Yes, every single main quest. Not all quests in this game, there's way too many of those, but you will be seeing all of the main quests. I do have one co-commentator with me who will be sharing all of the main quests with all of you. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alec47. I've been commentating this run for Daredevil at various events for years now. I love this game, and it's a broken mess in the best way possible, if you ask me.
Absolutely, that's very much right. You all are going to get to see how that happens. Now, before we get started, though, we did have a bid war for the character name. Would you like to let me know what name won the bid war?
All right, I'm pretty sure what we got here, but let me do one quick refresh, make sure we don't have a last minute swap.
Yep.
And our character's name shall be Mega Man.
Mega Man.
Just one word.
He's a fighting robot.
Mega Man.
Yeah. All right, so I'm now going to hit OK. We're going to hear a few words from Giab, and the guard's going to come down. Time hasn't started quite yet. Time will start as soon as I get full character control. Giab's going to go off on his own adventures in a Skyrim DLC, actually. Some of you might have seen him.
Yes, he is sainted because he kills all of a very annoying enemy here. The Cliff Racers...
We might see it.
Yeah, you might in this category. Or hear it.
So anyway, you can start the timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right off the bat, we have what is probably the hardest strat in the entire run, and I just got it. That is guard skip. It saves about a second to a second and a half.
It's so much harder than
and now we
think.
have hatch skip. Yes, it's pretty precise, and the guard moves around. Sometimes you just can't get it. I'm having fun frame rate issues. All right.
You finally arrived.
I'm going to be choosing Redguard as my race because Redguard's getting an ability known as Adrenaline Rush, which we are going to be using for a fairly large jump coming up in a little bit.
Follow me up to the office.
And you saw
Now we're going to head
place
inside and do the rest
cursor
of character generation.
There's a lot of preemptive cursor placement in this run, too, just to speed things up.
Recorded before you're officially released. There are a few ways we can do this.
So for my class, I'll be selecting a custom class. This will be used to get up to level 3, which we will need for a quest fairly early on in the run.
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign.
Now I'll be picking the steed for my birth sign because that makes us go faster.
Speed is good.
Now, before I stamp
Speed is great. I'm going to pick up my papers here. I'm going to do a bit of an AI exploit. I'm going to pick up this platter, steal it, drop it on the ground, and the guard can't take it for me to confiscate it, so I can just pick it up again and sell it for some gold later.
Continue through to the next floor.
Now we're going to head outside. I'm going to pick up a ring from this barrel. The game makes you pick up this ring. Then talk to this guy, give him my papers, and head out to the rest of character generation. That's Fargo. You're supposed to give him the ring, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sell it for gold because gold is great. This is Ariel. I'm going to sell the platter and the ring and buy a couple scrolls of teleportation and one scroll of unlocking. There are several different kinds of teleportation in Morrowind. There is intervention, which takes you to temples and forts, and there's mark and recall, where you can mark a spot and recall there later. Right now I'm heading outside of town to a little bit of an Easter egg. See, there is a mage named Tarheel who invented some scrolls that allow you to jump really, really high. Unfortunately, Tarheel doesn't quite know how to use them correctly, so he's just going to fall to his death. I'm going to pick those up, game 8 input there, and I'm going to teleport to Valmora using my scrolls. And it's raining, so I got to do a quick save to avoid a crash. And I'm just going to jump to the end of the game. And I was moving kind of slow there, so not sure this is going to work.
Yeah, this jump is actually pretty precise. He's using another scroll there to help him go farther,
nice.
And a final one to land safely. That is used in most categories in this run, especially the ones that start at on the release 1.0 version of the game.
Yep. Let's head back to Eldrasol. That was a scroll I'm going to use in a bit. The game 8 input there. That can happen sometimes with the game, especially in that late game area. But anyway, we are right back where I was. And now I can use the proper skull to unlock this door. I'm running. Gonna grab this, and then I'm going to grab one of 2 items we need to beat the game, and that is the dagger keening. And I'm going to swap it back and forth really quickly. And what you might notice, if you look in the top left corner, is that the game is increasing my stats a whole bunch there.
Yeah, this is a 1.0 exclusive.
This is actually permanent, by the way. Alright, now what I'm basically doing is I'm parkouring over to the second dungeon. This dungeon has the second item I need to beat the game, and that is the Hammer Sunder. Just gonna come inside here. Just grab, whoops. Get this door here. I did not face through the second door. I can do that sometimes, but didn't happen today. Come on, game.
When you are
All right.
this fast, it is that easy to get out of bounds.
Exactly. You're going to see a whole lot more out of bounds during this run. So I'm going to grab Sunder, drop Keening on the ground. And I'm going to grind up a couple of my stats here.
You don't want to get too much speed or else you just can't control
There
where
we
you're
go.
going, hence dropping Keening on the ground
Yeah.
for a moment.
And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to exit out of the game and switch over to Game of the Year edition. As LK47 mentioned, I was in version 1.0 and this is Game of the Year. Because of a number of optimizations and changes in this game, it is actually faster to make this swap, but you can't do Sunder Keening glitch. And so that's why we do the swap. It is actually faster to do this.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for this to load. Can load a second time so I can do some physics glitching. I'm going to swap that map, equip my scrolls of teleportation, put my levitate amulet on hotkey, and then let's get out of here. That was the scroll I accidentally used earlier. I do have to swap off of Keening there and Sunder, because otherwise it actually will drain my health and I can die, and that's no good. Anyway, we're now going to see everyone's favorite merchant, Creeper. And what I'm going to do with Creeper is I'm going to sell him some items that are in this crate.
Who needs armor?
Creeper has some of the... Yeah, who needs armor? We don't. These are the clothes I'll be using for the rest of the game. Then I'm going to sell the rest of that armor to Vreek Jermaine if I can get through this door here. There we go. Doors are the enemy in this run. They are terrible. You're going to see a lot of trouble with doors during this run. Gonna head back outside, and now we're gonna head back to Balmora, where I'm going to buy a few spells from the temple over here. You may remember this is where we jump to the end of the game from. Alright, first is Alms of the Intervention. Then next we have a couple other spells, and now I'm going to create a custom spell. And this custom spell has 3 effects. The first is any NPC I cast it near goes faster. The second is that it raises my personality, so NPCs like me more. And then the third effect is kind of a glitched effect, where I set it to 0, and then that actually makes the spell permanent. It's a glitch known as the Soul Trap glitch, because that's initially, I believe, how it was discovered.
Indeed. So this spell is going to be used for a variety of things throughout the run. Each of those effects is needed, and putting it all in one spell just makes it so much easier to menu.
It makes it a lot easier. I'm using hotkeys throughout the run. Anyway, we are back in Saint Denis now, because there's a fetch quest item that we need for the main quest that is right in this ancestral tomb here, if I can get to the door. There we go. Like I said, doors are the worst in this game. Candles are also pretty bad too. And I grab that, teleport back to Balmora, and now we are going to meet up with Caius. Caius is going to be one of the main quest-giving NPCs for the first part of the main quest. He is going to send us on a quest to get some information from an NPC, but before we can get that information, we have to go get another fetch quest item that's right outside of town, over this way. If you played Morrowind casually, you might remember Snowy Granius. We just kind of flew over him. Not a big deal. There we go. Like LK47 said, physics are kind of the suggestion. When you have 3,000 speed, the game that's meant to have 100. Come on.
A
There we go.
reasonable maximum in the game, if you're using intended mechanics, is going to be somewhere around 300 or 400. So, for perspective,
Reasonable.
yeah.
Physics. Physics, come on.
It's also why doors are so hard, because there's a limited area
Yes.
you can activate them from, and it's
There we
hard
go.
to get in that area.
All right, so we're going to turn the fetch quest item, get the information we need, and now we're going to head back to Caius, get our next quest, and then we are going to level up a bit. Because like I said, we need to be at level 3 for a quest that's going to be coming up in a bit.
So training up Speechcraft for really cheap because it was at a 10 starting off. Need a certain amount of money for that, and you do need this, of course, these extra levels just to complete the game. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to do it.
Exactly. Like, the game will block you from getting the next quest if you're not level 3. Anyway, we are Galberdier here. We're going to sell off a couple of items, buy a soul gem, as well as a couple of scrolls of teleportation. I did not get Drathis there. That's nice. Sometimes the wrong scrolls will be there. Going to turn in the skull I got to get some more information for Caius. And then we're going to head to the city of Aldrune after I buy some levitation from this guy.
You need a lot of levitation because otherwise it is way too easy to die.
Yes. Also, levitation makes you go very fast, as you can see right here. There we go. Now, in Aldrune, we are going to set up for another glitch. See, if you cast Escort twice on an NPC with an Escort quest... My goodness, I'm dropping a lot of frames there. Okay. If you cast Levitate twice on an NPC... Or sorry, follow twice on an NPC that's an Escort quest, it actually gets to a part of the script for that NPC that instantly passes that quest. We're not quite sure why that part of the script is there. We think it might be a failsafe, but anyway, it makes Escort quests really fast.
Yeah, so there are a few escort quests that are required in this run, and fortunately, you don't really have to do them.
Yep. We can skip most of them. You'll see one later. So now that we've turned in that skull quest, we have another quest from Caius to get yet more information. Caius just loves doing that. This one is to go to the city of Vivek. And in the city of Vivek, I was just checking something there to see why I'm dropping so many frames. This is weird. Anyway, in the city of Vivek, we're going to use our Shoes of Instapass quest to skip an escort quest here. There we go. Next NPC is in a bit of trouble with the taxman, but if we just kill the taxman, then that trouble just kind of goes away. So that's what we're going to do.
Always using the quickest way, basically, for any of these things where it's like you have multiple options. Well, what's the quickest?
Yep.
Often the choice is to kill a person.
Game, please. Let me in the door. Okay. All right, there goes the taxman. Now we can talk to the NPC who is down in the sewers, and she will give us some more information that we're looking for.
So yes, those walls are one direction solid. You can shoot through them, and they can't detect you through the wall, so you get a sneak attack. And it's a very efficient way to kill anyone you need to kill in the speedrun here.
So last NPC is in the library. She's going to tell us to get a book that's right there. Stealing is bad, so the NPCs are going to try and arrest us, but we're way too fast for them. Now we've gotten that. Back to Caius. Have to close out there and reopen that. And Caius gave us, what do you know, another quest to get more information. This one is back in Aldrune, where we need to learn about a group of nomadic tribes known as the Ashlanders. Specifically, we're going to learn about their gift-giving customs.
So yeah, over here is an NPC named Hustler Zanzibani, and he is an Ashlander who is kind of sort of integrated with the civilized world, as it were, and so you're able to figure some things out. And you do need to do that because it is one of the quests. On his way to those Ashlanders, he is, however, going to be doing something ahead of time. Like, a fair amount of this stuff has been, but not too much yet. We're just getting towards the part where a lot of stuff is going to start to be done out of order. So, there is a bow
Pretty much.
that he will want to get to, that the Ashlanders are going to ask him to retrieve. So he's going to pre-retrieve it and then just give it to him.
Exactly. You can do that in this game. It's an open world game. You can just get the quest item before you get there. So what we have learned now is that The Emperor believes that we may be the reincarnation of an ancient war general from 1,000 years ago. And if that is the case, we have a very important destiny to fulfill. And the Ashlanders can actually tell us a bit more about the destiny, which is why we're going to see them. But as LK47 said, before we can see them, we have to go grab a bow, which is in this ancestral tomb over here. And before we do that, I actually have to mark outside. There we go.
His success rate for spells, by the way, is so high because he has such an incredibly high luck. It literally does affect just about every calculation in the game. And because he has thousands, success rates on most things go sky high.
Yeah, exactly. This is very much a D&D focused game, and your luck, as well as all your other stats, affect pretty much everything you do in this game. That's much more the case. Can I pick that up? Okay, there we go. Then levitate. All right. So now we can go talk to the Ashlanders now that we've gotten the bow. In particular, we can bribe this guy with 200 gold so that we can talk to their leader. Very important courtesy to fulfill. We can now talk to the leader. First, I'm going to mark here. Then we're going to say we got the bow. He's going to let us keep it. Very nice. Then we can talk to the wise woman, see what insights she has about this little prophecy. Now, what the wise woman says is that we haven't quite fulfilled our destiny yet, but we have the potential to fulfill that. I'm going to rest for 12 hours. Now I have to rest to make it a certain time of day, and we are going to go off to a cave. Normally, we would have a long series of fetch quests to find the location of this cave, but because we're speedrunners, I know exactly where this cave is. It's right here. Inside this cave is a ring, and picking up that ring is going to kick off the next part of the main quest.
Yeah, so this is associated with Azura, the Daedric Prince of Twilight. So morning and evening only, basically during the twilight hours, are when that cavern opens.
Yep, those are Azura's special hours. Now, what that quest from Azura did for us is that it set up the rest of the main quest. We need to be named Hortator by all four of the great houses on... Or, sorry, we need to be named Nerevarine by all four of the Ashlander tribes on Vardenfell. Come on. There we go. This is one of them. That's the Zaya of Nerevarine. That vampire I killed was part of that quest. But we're not quite done yet, because we need to find the leader of that tribe a bride. We'll take care of that later. The other part is that we have to have all three great houses name us Hortator. Now, in order to be named Hortator, you need to have every counselor of that house vote for you. But if you kill a counselor, like I just did right there, then their vote doesn't actually matter. And so we can be named Hortator fairly quickly if we kill enough counselors.
A lot of Telvanni are going to die in this run.
Yes, a lot of them. Like that one.
And that's actually kind of the
No one seems
intended
to
route
care, though.
for a lot of them, which is funny.
Yes. So this right here would be a very annoying escort quest. Whoops. But with our Shoes of Instapass, we can just pass this pretty quickly.
Yes, this was
Done.
the longest one in the run before this exploit was figured out. It took a good minute and a half if it went even reasonably well.
That was a long load there. Anyway, we were just named Urshulaku Nerevarine because they already like us. And now we're going to head back to Alderun, and we are going to start with the Redoran Nerevarine quest, or Redoran Hortator quest, sorry.
Yeah, and the Urshulaku are the first Ashlander that you encounter. The Arabenimsun and other ones are also going to be naming us their Nerevarine at some point.
Not this one either. My goodness. Okay. This is the one I go to.
Yeah, this one's a little bit maze-like here.
Yes. Yeah. It's very easy to get lost in here. Now, the way that this quest is mostly set up is that the head of House Redoran has kidnapped the son of another counselor. And so what we have to do is we have to escort the son back, and then once we do that, the counselor will garner favor with all the other counselors, and then they will name us all Hortator. Right. Okay.
So he's faster now. This is the one you
Actually,
can't
okay.
skip, as was mentioned before.
Yep, this is the one escort quest we can't skip because of how this one is scripted.
All right, fingers
It's also a
crossed
little
here.
bit of RNG. Yeah, I can get bad AI here. Bad luck. Looks like we're doing all right. And we made it. Nice. That was pretty good luck.
Indeed.
Your
So now that we've done that, basically what we have to do next is we have to talk to all of the other counselors and get their votes. So in the meantime, Picard, if you have anything you would like to read, now would be a great time.
All right, we do have a few things, a few donations here. We got $25 from Suppets Carey. Had to donate during the Homie Musical Daredevils Morrowind one. Normally I'd say I'm sending love from Baltimore, but I'm in California until next week. So I'll boost all the love from the DMV, VGM community from the West Coast this time. Good luck on the run and see you real soon. We also have $50
Thanks, Gary.
from Hustler Bo Jenkins. Wanted to get in a donation during one of my favorite games to throw my hat in the bid war for one of my secret favorite games. Here's my name in the run, and yes it is. Then finally we have $100 from Glucofon. No comment. Thank you all the same.
So we're almost done here. This part, it's just like a lot of out of bounds, a lot of trying to find people.
You have a few more moments, or
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Let's see, I think something might have gone wrong with this quest. We will see. Also, that's the wrong place. Oh, let's just recall. Because I got a weird dialogue a little bit ago. If that is the case, game. Let's see. This is the one I need to go to. Okay. All right, something has indeed gone wrong. So let's see. So I'm going to load as if that was completed. There we go. So what you would do is you would talk to this counselor, and he would basically say, all right, you've gotten favor from all the other counselors, so then I'm going to fight you in a duel to the death. We'll see how that works out from a bit later. What I think might have happened is that the person I was supposed to escort didn't actually make it all the way to where he was supposed to. That has happened before. But anyway, we are now going to head back to the town of Balmora, where Caius has another quest for us. This is kind of a side quest, where we have to go fight and clear out a base of the Sixth House. The Sixth House are basically the main villains of Morrowind. Let's see. There we go. And taking care of their leader, Dagoth Ur, is basically the main quest of this. That's what we are working towards. Take out weapon. Come on.
There's also this plague that's been going around. And one of the things that is part of the prophecy is essentially being immune to it. Now, we're not immune to it, at least not yet. So one of the things that's going to happen here is that he is going to be infected with the Corpus disease. And then there's going to be another little plot thing to get rid of it. He's going to do a few things along the way, including becoming Nerevarine of one of the other Ashland tribes, which just happens to be on the way.
The Airbane sub-tribe. We are going to head to Vivek, and then we're going to head over there.
Why walk?
I love the voice lines in this game.
Now, the way... Yeah, you hear a lot of them in this game. The main way that the Airbane sum works is that... Let's see. Where are they? There they are. The main way the Airbane sum works is that a bunch of the people in this tribe are kind of warlike and don't really like the whole Nerevarine thing. So we're just going to kill them, make someone else the head of this tribe instead, and then they're going to name us Nerevarine. Take care of that guy. Got two more people in here. Oops. Got stuck. There we go. Now we can talk to the wise woman. She's going to tell us that it would be a great idea to do basically what I just told all of you, to make someone else head of the tribe instead. So we're just going to go do that. So in here is the person we make the head of the tribe. He doesn't really want to be named head of the tribe, so we're just going to yell at him a whole bunch, give him some items he took from some of the other people, and then he's going to name us Nerevarine. And we're done with that. So now that we've done that, we're going to have this Corpus situation taken care of. Caius may have found someone who can help us out with that. So we're going to go talk to them and see what's up. Where is that door? There it is.
This is one of the worst areas to navigate if you're not going out of bounds. It's so bad.
Absolutely. This is the worst place. All the collision is not great. And so you're probably gonna see me get stuck on stuff a lot of times. You're gonna see me switch, between first and third person, and that's part of it. That's how I navigate through here. You actually go different speeds depending on whether you're first or third person. And some doors are more difficult than others in first and third person, as you can see there.
There's also that root in the way.
So this right here is the last living dwarf. If you played Skyrim, you'll know what a big deal that is, that we're talking to a dwarf right now. We say goodbye, we get some boots from him. Let's see, I don't go this way, I go this way.
So if you're wondering why he's not like marking and recalling a lot more, it's because you can only have one mark at a time. So the most important ones need to be kept.
All right, so we just got the cure for Corpus, and we are cured. Now, it just so happens that actually being able to be cured of Corpus is part of the prophecy that we need to fulfill. So that's that taken care of. Come on, door. This is Neloth, or was. You can ignore the fact that he's part of a Skyrim DLC. He is very much canonically dead there. This right here is Gothrin. The game actually tells you that you are supposed to kill Gothrin. He will never name us Hortator. Now this is a door that oftentimes gives me trouble like all the other ones do. There we go. That was actually fairly quick compared to how all the other stuff has been going. I was not expecting that to be that quick. All right, so here we have a slave in a cage. We're going to unlock it. We're going to cast our Shoes of Instapass on her. Come on. Game, you all right? This is weird. There we go. And now she is the bride of the head of the Zainab tribe, and we can go be named Zainab Nerevarine.
Yeah, the Zainabs are the ones in the northeast that he's heading to right now.
Talk to this guy, and we are now named Zainab Nerevarine. Now we're going to head back to Belmore for one final quest from Caius.
Where would you like to go?
Miro Milo, who we met in the library after we stole the book earlier, has currently been imprisoned by the ministry, or by the temple, and because she is part of a factionally distant priest, and I got stuck in the bad corner there. Game, come on. Game? Okay. This is really bad, actually. I'm sorry, everyone, but the game is not normally this bad with doors.
Doors are hard when you're this fast.
Yeah, doors are hard. I am probably going to be overestimate just because of all these door shenanigans. This is way worse than normally. Anyway, this is the head of House Hlalu, the final of the third great houses. He was allied with the sixth house, who we need to defeat, and so he was never going to name us Hortator. Now that we've done that and killed him, all the other counselors are a bit scared of us, and so they're going to name us Hortator, no problem. Let's see. Yes, levitate again. Okay, there we go. That's the first one.
Make a special treat.
Now in here is the head of House Redrun, who you'll remember challenged us to a duel to the death. I'm just going to bonk him. Actually, I'm just going to hit him right there. Normally I bonk him on the head with the axe, but I guess the weapons are in a different order than normal. Anyway, that's him taken care of. Now we're going to take care of a couple other counselors of House Hlalu. If I can get through this door, there we go. That door is normally no problem, but all the doors are weird today. Anyway, this is Yingling Half-Troll. He makes us want to pay him 1,000 gold before he names us Hortator, and talking to him takes a while, so we're just going to kill him. Next we have Counselor Drambaro. All I have to do is find him. He is right over here. Right now, levitate there. There he is. Okay. Talk to him. Oh, nice. Easy inbounds there.
So yeah, this guy is just like, oh, you found me. Okay, cool.
So now we have another counselor who's a bit out of the way and kind of easy to forget. But we're going to talk to her if I can get to this door. Come on, game. There we go. And after we talk to her, we are going to break Mero Milo out of jail. Now, I have a lockpick from way early on in the game, as you might remember, and so breaking Mero Milo out of jail is going to be pretty easy. These people are supposed to attack me, but I'm just way too fast for them. So we're going to give Miro Milo some Divine Intervention scrolls we got earlier, and then we are going to head to the secret base of Miro Milo's faction. That's a distant faction of the temple. And in there, they're going to give us a bit of an alternate account. My goodness, I'm losing so many frames. There we go. Okay. There we go.
Once again, you need it to be a certain time.
Yes, it needs to be a certain time. The secret hours for Zero. We get the alternate account. And now we have a few quests that we can basically do in any order. We are going to turn in the last of the Hortador quests. First, we're going to meet up with the last living counselor of House Telvanni. That is Mistress Thorana. Mistress Thorana is a bit hard of hearing, and so when we go talk to her, she's going to start rambling about spiders and eggs for some reason. Not quite sure why. But anyway, we are going to be named Hermidor of House Telvanni, whatever that means. Then we're going to turn in House Redoran,
Why walk when you can ride?
and after that we have House Halalu.
Where would you like to go?
Yeah. If you just listen to her, she basically is like, yeah, sure, you could be Horted or whatever. But you're kind of intended to kill
Yeah,
her.
pretty
because
much.
The way she talks.
Yes. I'm glad for you, dear. There you are.
What an unexpected.
It's so good.
I can't imagine
Recall-
how poorly it's going to go for House Stilvani, though. With her as the only...
Yeah, House Telvanni's not doing well. Anyway, we are now going to speak to a rather interesting character named Crassius Curio. If you read his play in Skyrim, you'll also know he's a bit of a playwright
Of sorts.
of sorts. But anyway, we have now been named Nervarine of all 4 of the Ashlayer tribes. We've been named Hortator of all 3 great houses. And so we can talk to Game. Game? Okay. Come on, talk to me. There we go. And so now we can meet with the false god Vivek, who is going to give us the final quest of the game, and that is to defeat the final boss, Dagoth Ur. And I've somehow gone through the stairs. That's fine. Okay,
It just works.
it just works. So that we've done that, we can head back to Red Mountain where we were at the start of the run,
We make
and then we can defeat the final boss, Dagoth Ur. Now, funny story, Dagoth Ur, what he's doing in the middle of the map is he's actually building a giant mech.
Yep.
So very appropriate for the Bid War winner here. If you're looking for giant mechs in this game with the main character named Mega Man, they're coming up.
Yep, no Numidium for you. Sorry. You don't get to have it.
Oops. This is happening again. This door sometimes doesn't cooperate, and like today when doors are all acting weird. There we go. Not surprised.
So this section is very quick because you just fly through it. And then all you have to do basically is you can set up a mark here, but that's not faster. So he's just going to go right up to the heart of Lorcan and ping it in a few specific, like in a specific order with Sunder and Keening, and then leave the area.
That's it.
And that's it.
What a fool you are. I'm a
There we go.
How can you kill a god?
And time is coming up as soon as I lose character control. And time.
There is no escape.
GG.
And that's multiple audio files all playing at the same time, which you can do when you're so fast. Thank you all so much for giving me the opportunity to play Morrowind. Again, big apologies for going so far over estimate. I think something may have been happening with my hard drive, actually, because a lot of the loads and a lot of other things were lagging a lot more than they normally do. But anyway, a couple of quick shoutouts. Big shoutouts to LK47 for co-commentating. Big shoutouts to the Elder Scrolls Morrowind community, and I just died there because I have Keening out, that's fun. Especially Forrest and Volvulus. And thank you again, RPG Limit Break, for giving opportunities for remote runners. I'm going to hand it off to our host once again, and hope you all are hyped for Kingdom Hearts 2.
All right, thank you, Musical Daredevil, for that run of Morrowind. I always knew that doors are dangerous, and thank you for proving it. All right, folks, before I go here, I'm just going to pop a few quick donations. Got $50 from Moonblaze Wolf, donating to see Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer, defeat Lingering Will, because I frankly cannot. Got $20 from Count Zero Or, no comment. $50 from Jay Hobbs, my boy MD on the big stage. Let's go. $100 from Zach the Robot for Terra and KH2. And then finally, we got $25 from Dark Painted Ruse. It says, nice guard skip musical Daredevil, sending more love from GSOs. Well, folks, we got to send to an ad here, and as I said, that's the end for me. But don't worry, my good friend Tiny Tim will be taking care of you all. I hope you all have a good time wherever you are in the world. Thank you much.